Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity to present use cases for video analytics. The title of my presentation is Big Data when AI meets computer vision. My name is Hani Gibeli and my information is here. If we look at this comment here, like someone is asking his friend, this is your machine learning system. He replies, yes, you pour data into this big pile of linear algebra, then collect the answers on the other side. And he answered, what if the answers are wrong? He said, just keep stirring the pile until it starts to look right. Well, this comic shows that AI is still in its infancy, and there's a lot to be learned and done to make it close to the human intuition. This is not exactly the system that we're going to show you today, but generally we know in general, like everybody, like the AI is still in its infancy and there's a lot still to learn. It's no doubt that if we have cameras, if we have it installed today without analysis or without tools to do analytics, it's almost a dead investment. So looking at the data that's generated from installed camera, you find that it's incredible. So if we take London as an example, you see that the number of surveillance cameras are huge. It will produce probably like something around 11 million hours of video per day. 1 hour of video is about 60 gigabytes. If you assume a frame would be 1 megabyte, then probably it's, to be exact, it's about 54 gigabytes. So assuming about 50% active data, the amount of data is humongous. So to process all of this data is really complex. Now, but having efficient video analytics algorithms, which mean that you apply these algorithms on the coming streams, can help us make better understanding about what's going on, whether it's security, operations, business intelligence, safety. That will certainly improve the productivity of the enterprise or of the agency business. Video processing or video analytics in general is having its own challenges. It's massive in volume. It's huge, as you have seen, like the amount of amount of data that can be produced by surveillance cameras. You need to process in real time most of the time, and that's very compute intensive and make it extremely time consuming. It's also unstructured data and needs to be organized in a proper way. So what we do, we start by creating a deep learning model for computer vision detection, tracking, and classification. We use the tools that you see here, like TensorFlow, OpenCL, Caffe models, perhaps maybe also OpenCV for computer vision. And you build your deep neural network, and you extract the data, or what we call the metadata, out of the video stream. So just to give you like a brief overview of what AvidBeam is about, we were founded in 2015 by all the founders are ex-Intel, and we're headquartered in the Netherlands, and our area of expertise is primarily in deep learning, big data, computer vision, and visualization expertise. And if you know a little bit about video analytics, the platform that we built can host all computer vision algorithms for security. It's integrated with the two video management system giants, Genetec and Milestone, and fully verified with them. And it can integrate with any IoT system via RESTful APIs. Our customers range from smart cities to enterprises, to banks, to government agencies, to large gated facilities, to security agencies. We are, of course, optimized on Intel, and we won many awards before. One of them is the AI Innovation Award at CES in Las Vegas in 2018. So we'll just go quickly over some of the use cases and the products that we support. We have two categories of products. We have the first category, which is about public safety and security. And here we talk about anomaly detection, We talk about intrusion, left object, crowd detection, loitering, and we can also have some COVID-19 compliance cases. In addition, we have business intelligence product, which also addresses retail use cases such as counting people, providing heat maps about the activities going on around certain areas, detecting age and gender, and we'll show some of these use cases as we go. The target customers that we have, here, like perhaps maybe Khaldoon, can you bring the first poll?
Yeah. So maybe we ask the audience to answer the poll. We have 30 seconds. So if you can select one of these 4 answers. I see a need for video analytics in my field for business for securing application, safety application, or business intelligence application, or all of the above. So we will close the poll in 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So Mr. Hani, if you can go through the answers, please.
Yeah, security applications, 4%, safety applications is about 11%, business intelligence applications about 22%, all of the above 62%, and yeah, that's pretty much expected. Thank you. So the target markets, as you see here, so anything from smart communities to parking garages to retail, toll roads, industrial, law enforcement, smart buildings, and many others. So anything that has a fence or has a building, it will probably need and like install surveillance cameras. They can probably make use of our applications for operations or for safety or for business intelligence. This is just to give you, I won't go through like much details. It's a busy slide, but it just gives you some of the IP behind this technology. We have our own locally built computer vision IP that's based on deep learning models. And these are plugins into our video processing engine that takes video streams from surveillance cameras or from offline files from one side, provide the processing map function on these incoming video streams, and produces the metadata that is requested by the customer, whether it's alarms, alerts, or faces, or counts, or analytics, intelligent analytics about what's going on in a retail facility. And here the second poll, please.
So for the second poll, I see a need to deploy video analytics at my business with 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 1 year. Don't see a need for video analytics in the near future. Can you please answer in the coming 20 seconds? Okay, we'll close the poll.
Great. So here, 1 to 3 months is about 19%, 3 to 6 months is about 25%, 1 year about 38%, and don't see a need about 20%, 19%, which is, yeah. So yeah, I think that's also expected. Thank you so much. Okay, so to jump into the products, So we have here, I'll show you the first product is called Avid Guard. It's primarily the anomaly detection solution that we have. And it comprises intrusion detection and protection, detection of suspicious activities, traffic violation, fast real-time search for objects, people, and vehicles. And I'm going to show you some of these use cases quickly. And also Avid Face is about face recognition. So it recognizes visitors on the go, no need to stop. And it's very fast, accuracy is high, and it can be integrated with other IoT platforms to generate combined solutions, for example, access control. So you can do access control, and you can do other stuff, and I'll show you some interesting use cases with face recognition too. So if we look at the use cases for Avid Guard, so first use case is intrusion detection. Here you can set the intrusion detection to be, say, after hours. So you can set it via time. You can say, like, if this area, for example, is protected of the premises, I'd like to see who entered this area, like, after hours. So I can set the intrusion detection this way. I can create the region of interest, and it will generate alerts and alarms to me about what's going on, about what happened in this particular period. Loitering detection, this is a common also solution for areas where people are not supposed to hang out for a long time, like, for example, around the ATM machines. You don't want people to be hanging out here. You can determine the region of interest where you don't want loitering to happen, and also you can specify the time where people should not hang out longer than this time. Left object, this is an area where, so left object can be used for high security, like for perhaps maybe like airports or like train station, transit system stations, where people are not supposed to leave bags unattended. And it can also be used for operations. So it can also like determine whether like the cleaning personnel, for example, left cleaning stuff that are not supposed to be left in an area for longer than a period of time, and so on. So things like that can be detected easily using vision from existing surveillance cameras. Crowd detection is also a popular use case, where here you can, when people are accumulated in a certain area, this can perhaps raise alerts about perhaps maybe an accident or an incident happened that needs attention. So might draw the attention of the security personnel. Or it can be, for example, like a safety hazard that people are not supposed to be crowded in a certain area. And if because of COVID, if people are so crowded, then an alarm can be raised. Safety in industrial zone, this is about detecting helmets, vests, and perhaps head cover. This is in food industries or in industries that has heavy machinery, and people are supposed to have certain attire for safety. So you can detect the activity of the employees, and you can raise alarms if some of these safety regulations are violated. In the COVID-19 era, like, you have also mask detection. Here you can detect whether a mask is worn properly or not worn at all, or and if a mask is worn properly, you won't raise an alert. And here you can see some of these how the system can behave here. Managing occupancy, this is also for COVID, that a certain premise or a certain room should not be occupied by more than a number of people. So you can count the people coming in, and if it reaches the threshold, it can raise an alarm so that you can stop admitting more people and things like that. So you can manage the occupancy inside the particular room. Face recognition is another use case that we have. We have a very efficient face recognition solution. And by the way, even though face recognition are always associated with privacy or about privacy and so on, there are some humanitarian applications for face recognition. For example, we're working with the Social Solidarity Ministry and the Ministry of Communication and IT to build a massive nationwide database for lost children and missing adults. So this way, like you can, using this database, you can do reverse image search about people who are missing, and you can identify these people, whether they are in care facilities or in orphanages and so on. And this is a project that was launched in April and should be going live very soon, like as soon as next month. And this is using our face recognition engine. Besides, also a face recognition engine is common for things like access control, as well as for security. Of course, you would like to be cognitive of who's visiting areas of high security that not everybody is supposed to visit. Here it shows how face recognition can be effective with people wearing hoods and talking on the phone, and perhaps wearing hats and sunglasses and things like that. So with deep learning models, you're able to come around all of these possible ways of disguising. Here, the second two products. Here we have Avid Hook, which is an offline forensic search. Here you can do video. So this is the only offline application that we have. So here you can do video search for crime investigation and collecting forensic evidence. Also can be used for operation. It also provides summary of activities in a defined period. And then Avid Auto is about managing of vehicles. It can do license plates, and it can do like whitelist, blacklist about cars. Can do like anything related to vehicle management. So use cases for Avid Hook. So we have here Avid Video Search. So you can advanced video search. So you can have you can detect a person wearing a particular color. You can detect group of persons. You can detect certain events that happen. For example, a guy with a motorcycle wearing a backpack and entering in a particular hour and so on. So you can do search like Google inside video recordings. And here it's another tool that can compress the 24-hour surveillance video, for example, to just a few minutes. So you can see exactly the most important events that happened in that video along the day. This is about car movement. This is Avid Auto, about car movement history and vehicle management. So you can detect which gate the car entered, which parking lot, and so on. And finally, this Avid Retail is the last product that I'm going to show here. We have Avid Profile and Avid Insight. Here we count people, we provide information about heat maps, and we provide information about age and gender distribution. And it can provide lots of insights about what's going on inside the retail store. For example, here inside the mall, you can detect the conversion rate of people walking in the corridor versus people entering the store. And you can also detect the amount of people that are accumulating around certain shelves. And you can determine the activity of people attending. And you can also detect whether shelves are not attended at all by individuals. So you can make some arrangements on the shelves. And then you can create nice reports about what's going on. Also, there is an important use case related to transportation, and we use many of the bits and pieces of all the above the products. So we can detect vehicles moving without plates, moving in the wrong direction, doing lane switching, detecting illegal motion inside the emergency lanes, illegal parking, car count flow, vehicle classification, everything that has to do with intelligent traffic system as it relates to video analytics. Finally, this is one slide that shows you everything that, or like most of the use cases that we covered. So these are all the use cases. I won't go through them, but I'm going to leave this presentation with you and you can see it. And I'd like to bring the third poll up, please.
Yeah, so please, if you can answer the third question today, my status regarding surveillance solution at the moment. I have installed surveillance cameras, but don't apply video analytics yet. I have both surveillance cameras and video analytics, but would like to add more use cases. I don't even have surveillance cameras installed at the moment, or I have no plans for surveillance cameras at my business. I'll give you like 15 seconds still to hear your answers. Thank you.
Okay, sounds great. So here it says that I have the surveillance cameras and don't apply video analytics, about 32%. That's about right. And then I have both video surveillance and video analytics, would like to add more use cases, 11%. I don't have surveillance cameras, about probably a majority. And then I have no plans for surveillance cameras at my business. This is the more than the minority a little bit, 14%. Thank you very much. So I have some YouTube videos you can watch. I'll share this with you afterwards for some of the use cases that we just described. Avid Face, Avid Hook, Avid, and we're happy, of course, to provide like online sessions to show you demo about the system acting live in the field with live cameras. And then finally, to end my presentation, we see that efficiency drives scalability and sustainability, and we're still barely scratching the surface on video analytics applications. We're still in early adopters phase, as you have seen from all the results of the polls that you have seen. And we see that big data tools and deep learning will pave the way for solving these mysteries and uncertainties. I'm sorry that I had to go very quickly through the presentation, but please reach out to me. Adib has my contact information, and if you need more information, I'm happy to answer and talk to you later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hani. It was a great presentation, and the polls also questions that show the last one. You know, there are people, they started and like 10% they are using analytics with video surveillance at the same time, but yes, there is a lot of opportunity. So we know that applying artificial intelligence in businesses will use data, all these burden of data. Currently today, we believe that only 2% of the data that are collected are being used. So artificial intelligence will take these data and turn it into opportunity for your business by driving efficiency and better quality for the product. So adoption for artificial intelligence is growing at a very big rate year over year. And as you can see, AvidBeam, they had great solution using video and turning it into a lot of solution solving issues in real lifetime. Thank you, Hani, and we'll move now to the next presenter, Halim Al-Rumi from Spacey. Welcome, Halim.